So here, I said I'd ring the bell. Even lightly, I've rang it. It's a good omen. Oh, and he fell down in there. And then here we've got a tree that's been planted in memory of somebody. And my presence is there. That is pretty wicked. Up there. Well, okay, maybe wicked's not the right word, but it is pretty cool. I don't know if there's anything there, but I'm just gonna have a quick look at my tour. Some of my tour, people in my tour group. There you go, I'll get my words out. People in my tour group are, I mean, there's so much. There's quite a lot to see. It's nice to be walking and have the river. Oh, great! Yeah, I'd say it's a river, slightly flowing river, and you've got trees that are like floating everywhere. You know. So is it trees that are floating everywhere? Yeah, all they float. No, trees that are that have been planted, it seems, in memory of those that are lost, which is nice. And here, this is the artillery shelter of Mr. Lee Lai's family, restored in 2003 after being ruined by US soldiers on March 16th, 1968. So, I don't really like confined spaces, but for you guys, I'll do it. Oh, it's not too bad. So if you can imagine, you'd have to be kind of cramped onto there. He was cramped onto there from 8 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. That's pretty. So it says this ditch reminds us that the US soldiers captured 117 villagers and pushed them down this ditch, then shot them dead on March the 18th, 1968. And that is the kind of the unspeakable stuff that they've done. That's why I say the US get involved in too much. Oh, this is really beautiful. They get involved in too much stuff. And because they were, you know, they had a little bit of a history, as they weren't winning, so they play dirty, very dirty. Problem is, you're playing with people's lives. No, seriously, you're playing with people's lives. That's lovely. The coconut tree of Mr. Lee Lai's family survives in Sunmai Massacre. That's lovely, that tree. There's quite a lot to see here. Oh, this is quite cool. They've got like kind of like markings of people's feet in the ground. So you learn something. You learn something new every day with me. I've learned something. It's the foundation of Mrs. Tro Lee family survives in Sunmai Massacre. No, not so. Is that survive? I can't even. Yeah, survives. 3 members of her family were killed, though. So it's a foundation. There's another foundation over there. I don't have too long, so I'm just going to take a few more little. So I guess this is a hut, one of the huts that was remaining. It's the traditional house of Mr. Dokai's family was restored in 2003. It's basic. This is not a bad thing. It's basic, but you know, it does. Oh, and they got like there's the mum in the kitchen. It's not sexist, but usually was the way of things. I mean, things are still, unfortunately, in that respect, still like that. But it wouldn't be my preference. We've got the cow in the field. I like to cook, so I'd be cooking and enjoy it. I miss cooking myself. I don't know how many people you'd have in here. It's not too bad though. You've got a little bit of comfort. Donation box, that wasn't there. Yeah, so the time now is 1:22, so I'm not in a state where I can. So the house of Mr. Dokai's family restored in 2003, as it was after being burnt down. 5 members of the family were killed. So really, it's only can be a played look at how it could have been, not really knowing ideally what it was actually like. Unfortunately, that's all they can go on, because they burnt it down and bombed it as well. So you know, if the burning didn't work, the bombing would. So this is the foundation of the chap that we just saw in the house at the hut over there. I think it's basically saying it survived the foundation. That's the foundation of his house. I think I understand it now. It sounds obvious, but at the time I didn't really get what they were talking about. I do now. It's quite nice. I like when they do like reconstructions of the of the representations of how things would have looked. You know, because obviously you can't get a complete idea. You can only go with, and this looks like another foundation of somebody else's house, hut. You know, it is. You know, deep down it is their house. But this is the house of Mr. Kai's family restored after being burnt down by the US soldiers. 3 members of his family were killed. It's very sad, like, you know, it's a very sad thing that's happened. It just kind of just seems to just get worse and worse, really. There's so much bad stuff that's happened. So much bad history. You know? It's good that it hasn't been forgotten. There's another foundation over there. I don't think I'll have time to have a proper look. This is the Bodhi tree of Mr. Doe Pai's family survives in the Sunrise Massacre. And we've got another foundation here. And this is foundation. Did I see this one? I think I've done this one. I think I've seen this one. It's confusing. There's lots of foundations. I probably won't be able to see them all. But I think it's just basically going to show that there's a lot of families. That was the thing that the guy filled with water. I think it's quite a neat mechanism, actually. Sometimes the old ways are the best. You know? And that's why we've kept some of the... Well, there's some traditional things that you just wouldn't get rid of. And, you know, they've tried to replace it. But why would you... It's like, you know... So when I was programming, I was trying to reinvent the wheel. But why try and reinvent mechanisms that already work and work with them? Adapt them, but don't create afresh. It's just pointless. You know, it's not being lazy, it's just being sensible. Somebody's already put in that hard work. That's why I make it hard. I mean, it's beautiful here. Look at the green grass, it's so green. So I think we're going now. So, we did say past, and it's only 25 past, so it's not like I'm late. But it seems like everybody else, okay, I'm coming.